Welcome back. In the first months after the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, several businesses have shut down because of money problems. Now we're seeing a second wave of closures. Fox 44's Brian Glenn spoke to an expert about what businesses can do to help from becoming a coronavirus victim.
Reed, we have seen several big brands in the last week or so either close stores or file for bankruptcy altogether. And I would imagine fourth quarter of this year could get nasty in terms of bankruptcies and just store closures. So what can a business do right now going into fourth quarter of 2020 to ensure themselves that they'll be open? And is there any lifelines for small businesses?
Absolutely. I think the focus needs to be on making sure that they can cover their operation expenses and make some profit. And some ways that they could do that is look at their expenses and see if they can close some underperforming stores, reduce hours, reduce costs, and increase revenues. And that's going to be a challenge with COVID and the reluctance of people to get out there to these brick and mortar locations to shop.
It seems like COVID did shift the way consumers spend their money. I mean, we went from, if you were a restaurant, you didn't have curbside service. Well, now you do. If you were a brick and mortar, didn't have a web-based platform, now you do. So what you're saying is right now, sit back, take a look at the way you do business, and can you adapt to the trends of consumers right now?
That's right. You need to play catch up if you haven't started already. I mean, Steinmark's a good example of that. I mean, they depended on their locations. They didn't have much of a web presence. They're kind of an off-market kind of company where people go there to do treasure hunting and find the items in the store and not online. And these retailers that have been around for over 100 years were struggling pre-COVID. And without a good online strategy, they may not be able to survive.
Okay, lastly, let's move into the holiday shopping season. Usually fourth quarter is a make it or break it for a lot of these companies. Right. What do you see happening going into October, November, December?
There's also a distinct advantage maybe for some of these retailers, because if COVID concerns ease up and people get back out there, a lot of these off-brand, locations like Steinmark, for example, may see an influx of business, people looking for those deals that can be had. And there's already some news of some deals out there with Pier 1 and other retailers that are slashing prices. So it may be a good time to stock up on those holiday gifts now while the discount season is raging on.
All right, we'll see how this all plays out. Hey, Reed, we certainly appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you.